words become toxic when they start changing the way we think and feel about education. They become toxic when we start using the wrong tool the wrong way. But when we hold kids' graduation to that, that's toxic.
A few weeks ago, myself and 3 other teachers, we called ourselves the hashtag Renton4, we spoke at our school board meeting. We said many of the same things you're hearing here today. We had written letters of professional conscience, and we presented them in solidarity with badass teachers from the region. Here's how my letter started. I am an accomplished educator. I have a master's degree in curriculum, instruction, and assessment. My Renton School Board named me Outstanding Elementary Educator of the Year in 2011. I work in many leadership roles for our school system. I teach students to ask big questions, not just answer questions. And then I went on and said some more stuff about how awesome I am, okay? And then I said, when I imagine myself administering the Smarter Balanced Assessment, you'll hear it as the SBA, I picture my students struggling and failing, and not because they're academically weak, but because test designers have made a test designed for them to fail. This failure will undo the confidence I've strived to build in them. Instead of acknowledging and nurturing kids on their path of learning, we are punishing them because they fail to learn fast enough. Yet it is the system's failure we are ignoring. Since that day in that meeting, I've become stronger and stronger in my opposition to administering the SBA. This is a scary decision for me, but I'm not alone in considering saying no. Educators around the country are starting to refuse these harmful tests and are realizing that it is time to either quit or fight. I'm not ready to quit. I'm here to fight. All right, so the Renton4, we wrote these letters of professional conscience. We presented them to our school board. In those letters, we listed quite a few objections to the Smarter Balanced Assessment, the SBA. Now, these objections we have posted on a website called Teachers of Professional Conscience. All teachers are encouraged to go to that website and read these objections and use them for themselves. Many teachers feel afraid of taking a stand, of being insubordinate, of not doing what their contract mandates them to do with this test. That is very understandable. However, if you feel the way we do, we are asking you to use your teacher voice. Go check out Teachers' Letters of Professional Conscience. Here are some highlights of some of the objections that you yourself can put into your letter of professional conscience. As the Renton4, we wrote, we object to No Child Left Behind's failed policy. We object to inhumane test environments. We object to the undemocratic process of adopting these tests. We object to treating students like guinea pigs. We object to how computers are monopolized for weeks or months at a time. We object to how private student data is commercially available to private companies. We object to the lack of trust in classroom experts. We object to the time stolen as SBA becomes the main goal of our classroom instruction. We object to the fact that SBA will force more kids to drop out, which will increase poverty, which will increase suicide rates. We object to the use of SBA or any standardized test that directly correlates to family income. We object to the lack of transparency on the SBA test items and scoring mechanisms. We object to forcing young children to sit through hours of bubble tests when they don't understand what they're even doing. We object to forcing children with special needs to take standardized grade level tests when they've already proven to be 1.5 to 2 years behind grade level through standardized tests. We object to the misuse of precious revenue on SBA, and I could go on all day about that. We object to how financial backers for the corporate takeover of education are spending hundreds of millions of dollars to fund campaigns, to elect corporate education reformers, we call them deformers, who will force the SBA upon us because profit. Now, we are engaging in a struggle. Those objections are, again, available to anyone who would like to use them. They are not copyrighted.